Let's try this challenge problem for enrichment. So we have a quadratic, a happy face, and a sad face, and they only touch once. We need to find the coordinates of where they touch. So the idea of the graphs touching means that this equation equals this equation. This quadratic equals this quadratic. That's where they particularly intersect. So this is the first quadratic equals where they hit m plus 2x minus x squared. So let's just do some algebra here and throw everything to the left. We get 2x squared minus 4x minus 2x is minus 6x. And when you throw the m over, you get minus m. And there's nothing left over on the right. So we're dealing with this quadratic, and we know that touching once means that the discriminant equals 0. So what is the discriminant of this particular quadratic? We know that b squared minus 4ac, that's d, that's the discriminant, equals 0. This happens to be your a value, this happens to be your b value, and this happens to be your c value, this entire part here. So b squared, we have negative 6 squared, minus 4, a happens to be 2, and c happens to be 5 minus m. We only see one unknown variable here and an equal sign. We should be able to solve for m. So what we have is 36, negative 4 times 2 is minus 8. Keep the brackets. We're going to use distribution. 36 minus 8 times 5 is 40. Negative times negative is a positive. 8m equals 0. So 8m equals 36 minus 40 is negative 4. When you throw it over, it becomes a positive 4. So we divide both sides by 8. We get 4 over 8, which is 1/2. So we found m. So now that we found m, we can focus on solving this quadratic. This is going to reveal where the graphs hit. So we're trying to solve 2x squared minus 6x plus 5 minus 1/2. So what is 5 minus 1/2? That's the same thing as 10 over 2 minus 1 over 2, which is 9 over 2. So our new quadratic is this here. And to solve this quadratic, you can try multiplying both sides by 2, you can try completing the square. Let's just use the quadratic formula. X is equals to minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's figure out this root. So x is equals to minus b, minus of negative 6 is 6, plus minus the square root of, we're expecting 0 because we know there's only one solution. The plus minus has no effect. So b squared is negative 6 squared minus 4 times ac. A happens to be 2. C happens to be 9 over 2 or 4.5, same thing. All over 2 times a, so 2 times a. So use your calculator to work out the inside. And indeed, the inside part is 0. So we're going to simplify this as 6 plus minus is the square root of 0, which is just 0, all divided by 4. Divide top and bottom by 2, we have 3 over 2. So 1.5 is the answer. So if you actually graph these on Desmos, you'll see that they in fact do intersect once at x equals 3, 2. As for the coordinates, we not only want x, we also want y. So just plug in this 1.5 or 3 over 2 into either equation. You could just plug it into here, for example. And so we have y is equals to something squared minus 4 times something plus 5. And that something is 3 over 2. So this becomes 9 over 4, 4 divided by 2 is just 2. So 2 times 3 is 6. So minus 6 plus 5. Minus 6 plus 5 becomes a minus 1, which happens to be the same thing as minus 4 over 4. 9 take away 4 is 5. So the y value is 5 comma 4, whereas the x value is 3 comma 2. 3 over 2. So here is the actual Desmos graph. We plugged in 1/2 as the m value, and you can see indeed this is the correct answer. Okay, it's your turn.